The Massage Therapist. A story of betrayal, hidden cameras, and justice. They say trust takes years to build and seconds to destroy. For Jessica and Mark Thompson, 12 years of marriage ended the moment he pressed play on that hidden camera footage. This is the story of a ski trip, a home massage therapist, and the devastating truth captured on video that no one could deny. What would you do if you discovered your spouse's betrayal on camera? 12 years, high school sweethearts from Boulder, Colorado, they'd built what everyone called a picture-perfect life. Mark worked as a software engineer at a tech startup downtown. Jessica managed a boutique art gallery in the Pearl Street Mall. Their lives were comfortable, predictable, safe. Maybe too safe. "Babe, I booked us a weekend at Vail," Mark announced one Friday evening in early January, waving the resort confirmation on his phone. "I know you've been wanting to learn how to ski." Jessica's face lit up. "Really? Oh my God, Mark. I've been dying to try it." They'd been talking about a ski trip for years, but somehow it never happened. Work always got in the way. This time would be different. That Saturday morning, they drove up I-70 toward Vail Mountain Resort, the Rockies stunning against the crisp blue winter sky. Fresh snow had fallen overnight. Conditions were perfect. Mark was an experienced skier. He'd grown up in Aspen. Jessica, on the other hand, had never even touched skis before. At the resort, they signed her up for a beginner lesson with one of the instructors. "You'll be great," Mark encouraged, kissing her forehead. "Just take it slow, okay? I'll meet you at the lodge for lunch." Jessica joined her lesson group nervously. The instructor, a patient woman named Sarah, walked them through the basics: how to position your feet, how to use the poles, how to stop without face planting. For the first hour, Jessica was doing surprisingly well. She managed the bunny slopes without falling once. Confidence building, she decided to try a slightly steeper green run. That's when it happened. Jessica's ski caught an icy patch. Her legs went in opposite directions. She felt a sharp, searing pain shoot through her right knee as she tumbled sideways into the snow. "Ah!" The scream echoed across the slope. Mark heard it from 2 runs over. His heart dropped. The ski patrol brought Jessica down the mountain on a sled. At the resort's medical clinic, the doctor examined her knee carefully. "Good news, nothing's torn. But you've got a pretty nasty sprain," Dr. Martinez explained, showing them the X-ray. "You'll need to stay off it for at least 2 weeks. Ice, elevation, compression. And I'd strongly recommend physical therapy or massage to help with the healing." Jessica's face fell. 2 weeks stuck at home. She ran an art gallery. She was on her feet all day. "I can refer you to a great massage therapist," the doctor continued. "He does home visits, specializes in sports injuries. Brendan Cole. Here's his card." Mark took the card, glancing at it briefly. "Thanks, Doc." The drive home was quiet. Jessica felt guilty for ruining their weekend. Mark assured her it wasn't her fault, but she could tell he was disappointed. Back at their house in Boulder, Mark helped Jessica settle onto the couch, propping her leg up with pillows. "I'll call this Brendan guy on Monday," Mark said. "Get you feeling better." Monday morning, Mark made the call. Brendan Cole's voice was smooth, professional, reassuring. "Absolutely, I can help with that. I have availability tomorrow afternoon. Does 2 p.m. work for Mrs. Thompson?" "Perfect," Mark said. "Thanks, man." The next day, Brendan arrived promptly at 2 p.m. He was in his early 30s, fit, with sandy blonde hair and an easy smile. He carried a professional massage table and a bag of oils and tools. "You must be Jessica," he said warmly, shaking her hand. "Dr. Martinez told me about your knee. Don't worry, we'll have you back on your feet in no time." Mark was at the office, working. He'd taken the morning off to help Jessica get settled, but he had meetings all afternoon. Brendan set up his table in the living room, dimmed the lights slightly, put on soft instrumental music. "Okay, Jessica, let's take a look at that knee." The session was professional. Brendan knew exactly what he was doing. He worked the muscles around her knee, explaining each technique, asking if the pressure was okay. Jessica felt the tension melting away. "Wow, you're really good at this," she said, genuinely impressed. 12 years doing this," Brendan replied with a smile. "I've seen it all. You'll be fine. I'd recommend sessions every other day for the next 2 weeks." Jessica agreed immediately. The relief was incredible. Over the next week, Brendan came 3 times. Each session, he was friendly, attentive, funny. They talked about everything: her gallery, his massage practice, travel, movies. Jessica found herself looking forward to his visits, maybe a little too much. Mark started noticing changes. Jessica was always smiling at her phone. When he walked into the room, she'd quickly switch apps or set it down. "Who's texting you?" he asked casually one evening. "Oh, just Sarah, from the gallery," Jessica said quickly. Too quickly. Mark's radar went up. A few days later, he came home early from work. As he opened the front door, he heard soft music playing from the living room. Brendan's voice, Jessica's laughter. He walked in to find Brendan packing up his massage table. Jessica was on the couch, looking flushed and happy. "Hey, babe," she said, startled. Brendan was just finishing up. "Mark, right?" Brendan extended his hand. "Your wife's making great progress. Knees healing nicely." Mark shook his hand, studying the guy. Too friendly, too comfortable in his house. "That's great. Thanks for taking care of her." After Brendan left, Mark couldn't shake the feeling. Something was off. That night, he checked Jessica's phone while she was in the shower. It was locked. She'd changed her passcode. In 12 years of marriage, they'd always known each other's codes. The next morning, Mark confronted her. "Why'd you change your phone password?" Jessica froze, towel drying her hair. "What?" "Your phone. The passcode. Why'd you change it?" I didn't realize I had to tell you every time I update my security," she snapped defensively. "What? You don't trust me now?" Mark backed off, but the seed of doubt was planted. Over the next few days, he noticed more red flags. Jessica's phone was always face down. She'd started dressing nicer on massage days. She'd go to another room to take calls, speaking in hushed tones. Her phone's internet was mysteriously off whenever he tried to reach her during Brendan's sessions. One evening, Mark came home and Jessica was glowing. "Good day?" he asked. "Yeah. Brendan says my knee is almost completely healed. Just a few more sessions." The way she said his name, the smile on her face. Mark's stomach turned. That night, while Jessica slept, Mark made a decision. He ordered a tiny wireless camera online. Next day delivery. The camera arrived Wednesday morning. It was incredibly small, disguised as a USB phone charger. You'd never notice it unless you were looking for it. Mark waited until Thursday morning. Brendan's next session was scheduled for 2 p.m. Mark told Jessica he had back-to-back meetings all afternoon. He wouldn't be home until 6. Before leaving for work, he plugged the camera into an outlet in the living room, angled perfectly toward the massage table area. "Have a good session with Brendan," he said, kissing Jessica's cheek. She smiled. "Thanks, babe. Love you." "Love you too." Mark's hands were shaking as he drove to his office. Part of him hoped he was wrong, hoped he was just being paranoid, hoped the camera would show nothing but a professional massage. But deep down, he knew. At the office, Mark couldn't focus. He watched the clock. 2 p.m. Brendan would be arriving. 2:15. The session would be starting. 2:30. 3 hours. 3:30. At 4 p.m., Mark couldn't take it anymore. He locked his office door, pulled up the camera's app on his phone, and started watching the recorded footage. The first 20 minutes were normal. Brendan arrived, set up the table. Professional massage of Jessica's knee. Then, around the 30-minute mark, the conversation shifted. "You know, Jessica, I have to say, I've been thinking about you." Brendan's voice, smooth and low. Jessica laughed nervously. "Brendan, I'm serious. You're beautiful, smart, funny. And I think you feel it too, don't you?" Mark's jaw clenched. "Keep watching." On the screen, Jessica sat up on the massage table. She should have stopped this, should have told him to leave, should have defended her marriage. Instead, she smiled. I don't know what you mean. Yes, you do. Brendan moved closer. Jessica didn't move away. Then he kissed her, and she kissed him back. Mark's vision blurred. His hands gripped the phone so hard the screen nearly cracked. The footage continued. The kissing intensified. Hands wandering. The massage table wasn't being used for therapy anymore. Mark didn't watch the whole thing. He couldn't. He'd seen enough. He sat in his office, shaking, tears streaming down his face. 12 years of marriage, gone. At 5:45 p.m., Mark composed himself. He saved the video file, closed the app, and drove home. Mark walked into the house at 6:10 p.m. Jessica was in the kitchen, making dinner, humming to herself. "Hey, how are your meetings?" she asked brightly. Mark set his keys down slowly. His voice was eerily calm. "They were fine. How was your session with Brendan?" "Oh, great. He said my knee is almost back to normal." Mark nodded. "That's good. That's really good." Jessica turned back to the stove, stirring pasta. "Jessica," something in his tone made her freeze. "Yeah? I need you to be honest with me about something." She turned around, confused. "Okay?" Mark pulled out his phone, pulled up the video, pressed play. Jessica's face went white. "Mark, don't." His voice cracked. "Don't say anything. Just watch." He turned the phone screen toward her. The footage played. Jessica and Brendan, kissing, touching, betraying everything they'd built together. Jessica's hands flew to her mouth. "Oh my God, Mark, How long?" His voice was cold now. It only happened twice. "I swear. Mark, please. Twice!" Mark's composure shattered. "You've been sleeping with this guy in our house while I'm at work? Twice wasn't enough for you. Mark, please, let me explain." "Explain what? That you threw away 12 years for some massage therapist? That you lied to my face every single day? That you changed your phone password so I wouldn't find out?" Jessica was sobbing now. "I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a mistake. A terrible, terrible mistake." Mark stood there, looking at the woman he'd loved since he was 17. The woman he'd built a life with. The woman he no longer recognized. "You're right," he said quietly. "It was a mistake. And now you're going to live with it." Mark didn't yell anymore. He didn't cry. He became methodical. The next day, he called a divorce attorney, one of the best in Boulder. "I have video evidence," Mark told him. "Clear, undeniable proof of adultery." "Colorado is a no-fault divorce state," the attorney explained. "But infidelity can absolutely impact asset division and alimony. Especially with video proof, you'll be in a very strong position." Mark also called Brendan's massage therapy licensing board. "I'd like to file a formal complaint," he said calmly. "I have video evidence of a licensed massage therapist engaging in a sexual relationship with a client during paid therapy sessions in the client's home." The board representative's tone shifted immediately. "We take such allegations very seriously. Please send us everything you have." Within 2 weeks, Brendan Cole lost his massage therapy license. His business was shut down, his professional reputation destroyed. Jessica begged for forgiveness. She begged for couples therapy. She begged for another chance. "I love you, Mark. I made a horrible mistake, but we can fix this. Please." Mark looked at her, and for a moment, he felt the pull of 12 years together. Then he remembered her face on that video, the way she'd smiled at Brendan, the way she'd lied to him every single day. "You didn't just cheat on me, Jessica," Mark said quietly. "You disrespected me. In our home. You made me look like a fool. And the worst part? You weren't even sorry until you got caught." "That's not true." "You can't undo this. You can't unring this bell. I will never, ever trust you again." The divorce papers were filed within a month. Because of the video evidence and Jessica's admitted infidelity, Mark got a favorable settlement. The house, most of their savings. No alimony paid to her. Jessica moved into a small apartment downtown. Her friends at the gallery kept their distance. Word had spread. Mark's family, who'd loved her like a daughter, cut her off completely. 6 months later, Mark sat in his living room, no longer their living room, just his, staring at the ski trip photos still on his phone. He thought about deleting them, but he didn't. Not as a reminder of Jessica, but as a reminder that trust, once broken, can never truly be repaired. Some people asked if he'd ever forgive her. Mark's answer was always the same. Forgiveness doesn't mean letting someone destroy you twice. He moved on, started dating again, slowly rebuilt his life. As for Jessica, she tried reaching out a few times, apologizing, wanting closure. Mark never responded. She'd made her choice, and now she was living with the consequences. They say what's done in the dark always comes to light. For Mark, that light came from a hidden camera and the courage to face the truth. Not every betrayal ends with reconciliation. Sometimes justice means walking away with your dignity intact. Could you forgive your partner after seeing proof like Mark did? Or would you walk away too? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you believe in accountability and subscribe for more true drama stories every single day. Next time, the Valentine's Day surprise you won't believe. See you then.